comes out and he says, well, he doesn't like justices who legislate from the bench, unfortunately. We've seen that from the United States Supreme Court prior to Gorsuch getting on the court. We saw it multiple times during the Obama administration, and we see it over and over and over again in the lower courts is exactly what we have. This selection, in my opinion, I think you would agree, should be about one thing and one thing only, and that's fidelity to the United States Constitution.
Oh, Graham, you are so right, and you put it so well. And the American people need to wake up and understand what you're saying. This isn't about specific policy issues. This isn't about abortion or Roe v. Wade, even though I love that clip you had from Planned Parenthood talking about this is about personal liberty. Well, yeah, the Constitution protects our personal liberty, and it also should protect the liberty to life of those 60 million babies that we've killed since 1973. So if you look at the Constitution, it's all about God and the governance protecting the values that come from God, natural law, and the values that we have enjoyed for many, many years since 1776. It's about the Constitution and the Justice Department and the Supreme Court doing what the Constitution created them to do, and that is to protect the Constitution and stop legislating from the bench.
And one more point on that. No matter how you feel about gay marriage, the ruling on gay marriage essentially created law from the bench, and this is the problem I have with putting justices on the Supreme Court or any court that feel as though they can create law. This is not the Article 3 responsibility. It's the Article 1 responsibility of the Congress to create law. And again, no matter how you feel about gay marriage, the issue should have been left up to the 50 states and how they want to do it. The federal government really has no role in any of this. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court, the prior Supreme Court, infused itself and created law from the bench on that issue, but multiple others.
Well, Graham, this is what I've beaten my head against the wall my 30 years in Congress, trying to, number one, convince the Republicans that an opinion or a ruling by the Supreme Court is not settled law.
Right.
It's only an opinion, because if you read Article 3, you will find something glaringly absent, and that is a mechanism for enforcement of their rulings. Enforcement comes from the executive branch and from the legislative branch. Therefore, any opinion by any court is nothing but an opinion unless the legislative branch and the executive branch enforces that opinion. So this whole notion that the Supreme Court is supreme and any ruling that they bring down is settled law is absolutely a lack of understanding of the Constitution.
And there's a political component to this, as I touched on. I want to talk to you about that. The Democrats have a plan right now to put maximum pressure on the White House, on the administration, to try and back off its conservative, constitutional, constructionist nominee. And that plan involves abortion and pushing abortion rights. That's one facet of it. Another is to protest massively, like they did on the scale of Obamacare, in opposition to any kind of overhaul or repeal and replacement of Obamacare. And then Senator Durbin is out there publicly saying he's targeting several United States senators, Democrat senators, 5 in particular, 3 Democrat senators, 2 Republicans. Let's look at the Democrats first, Tom. This would be Manchin of West Virginia, Donnelly of Indiana, Heitkamp of North Dakota. These are senators who are Democrats in red states that went for Trump. So really, it's going to come down to quite a choice for these folks, and that is, do they side with the Constitution and go with their hearts and possibly get reelected in the red states, or do they come down on the side of Chuck Schumer and what the party, the Democrat Party, wants?
Well, Graham, let's not forget Tester in Montana, McCaskill in Missouri, Bill Nelson in Florida, and others. We don't have time to get into it here. But the point is yes, those are targets, as well as Murkowski and Collins on the Republican side. Listen, we are at the beginning of a cultural civil war. And if we don't stand up now for what we believe in, and that's the Constitution and its strict interpretation, then we're going to lose. We've been doing this now, or letting the left get by with this kind of thing for over 50 to 60 years. Some people say 100 years. And it's brought us to where we are today.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.